There is a window of great significance that opens every evening, yet most people walk past it without noticing. This is the final hour before sleep, a sacred space where the mind, exhausted from its daily labor, becomes vulnerable, suggestible, and open to instruction. In Shaolin philosophy, we consider this moment not as the end of the day, but as the seedbed of tomorrow. It is during this narrow passage between wakefulness and rest that your destiny can be rewritten. Throughout the day, your mind is engaged in continuous activity. It judges, it reacts, it desires, and it fears. But as night approaches, the walls that separate the conscious mind from the deeper realms of the subconscious begin to soften. This is a natural phenomenon. The mind becomes more receptive, like a still lake that reflects the moon clearly without distortion. In this stillness, a practitioner has the chance to speak directly to the architect of his reality, his own subconscious mind. The ancient masters of Shaolin understood that while external battles may bring temporary victories, the true battle is always within. The war is waged against one's own habitual thoughts, one's own limited beliefs, and the night ritual offers a powerful means to disarm these inner enemies, to plant new seeds of growth in the most fertile soil, the mind in its twilight state. Modern science speaks of brainwave cycles, of alpha and theta states that open during this hour. But the Shaolin master does not require the language of science to observe what has always been known. The closer one moves towards sleep, the more malleable the mind becomes. This is why careless thoughts, anxieties, and fears that you dwell on before sleep often become the architects of your reality. They embed themselves like roots deep into your subconscious, where they blossom into tomorrow's experiences. But what if you reverse this process? What if you approach this final hour with the discipline and clarity of a monk? What if you treated it not as a passive wind-down, but as a deliberate ritual of transformation? The secret is not merely in what you think, but in how you think it. The mind must not be agitated. It must be calm yet focused. Like a Shaolin archer who draws his bow in perfect stillness, you aim your intention gently, without force, but with precision. As you prepare for this nightly ritual, recognize that you are stepping into a sacred chamber where the laws of cause and effect accelerate. The thoughts you place here are not random. They are powerful commands issued directly to the deepest levels of your being. And like a silent gardener planting seeds under the cover of night, you will watch as they sprout into new patterns, new behaviors, and ultimately a new destiny. The final hour is not to be wasted in idle entertainment or chaotic mental activity. This hour is your hidden power, your secret weapon. While others sleep in ignorance, you will step into mastery. You will become the architect of your own becoming. This is where the ritual begins. This is where transformation starts. Not tomorrow, not someday, but tonight, every night. As you enter the sacred hour of transformation, you cannot bring with you the weight of the day. The burdens, the frustrations, the unresolved tensions, these are heavy stones tied to your spirit. If you do not release them, they will sink your mind into chaos. The Shaolin path teaches that purification precedes elevation. To rise, one must first become light. Each day, whether peaceful or stormy, leaves a residue upon the mind. Arguments, failures, disappointments, even the small irritations, all accumulate like dust upon a mirror. If you attempt to project your intentions into this dusty reflection, your vision will be distorted. Your subconscious will receive mixed signals, and the seeds you plant may never take root. Therefore, the first step of the night ritual is not addition, but subtraction. Cleansing the mind is not a matter of denying reality, nor of suppressing emotions. It is the art of non-attachment. What happened today has already passed. The victories do not define you. The defeats do not diminish you. Both are transient waves upon the ocean of your life. To cling to them is to anchor yourself in yesterday, forfeiting the creative power of now. The Shaolin monk sits in silence and breathes deeply, not to escape his life, but to release his grip on it. With each exhale, he visualizes the tensions, dissolving, like mist vanishing at sunrise. The breath becomes a broom sweeping the chambers of the mind, clearing space for new intentions. This is not a complicated practice. It requires no special equipment, no external teacher, only presence, honesty, and willingness. You may speak internally to your own mind. All that has happened today, I release. All that was said, all that was done, all that I feared or hoped for, I let it fall away. The day has ended. I am free. In this act of release, you are not erasing the lessons of the day, but you are discarding the emotional charge that binds you to them. You retain the wisdom while releasing the burden. This is how clarity is born. This is how space is made for creation. Shaolin wisdom reminds us that a full cup cannot receive fresh water. A crowded mind cannot receive fresh instructions. Therefore, emptiness is not a void to be feared. It is sacred space. The emptier the vessel, the more powerful the seed that will be planted. As you practice this nightly cleansing, you will notice over time that your attachment to daily disturbances weakens. Events that once tormented your thoughts will lose their grip. You will move through life with greater equanimity, for you have trained yourself to release rather than to cling. This release is not an act of weakness. It is the highest form of inner strength. To let go requires trust. Trust that the universe, through your subconscious, is always at work, reshaping your reality as you direct it. And so, before planting the seed of intention, the ground must first be cleared. Tonight, as every night, you cleanse, you release, you prepare. And in this preparation, your destiny quietly bends to your will. The mind and body are not separate. They are two reflections of the same inner world. The Shaolin tradition understands that to calm the mind, one must first bring the body into harmony. The physical posture, the breath, the gentle flow of energy, all are gateways through which the mind enters stillness. Without physical preparation, the mental ritual cannot fully penetrate the deeper layers of being. Before you approach your bed, you engage the body, not with strenuous exercise, but with deliberate, graceful movements that open the energetic pathways and release physical tension. The body carries the residue of your day. Tight muscles, shallow breath, and stiffness are physical manifestations of emotional burdens. They interfere with mental clarity, creating obstacles in the flow between conscious intention and subconscious reception. The Shaolin master practices simple, precise movements. Gentle stretches open the hips, the shoulders, the neck. Slow rotations loosen the joints. The breath becomes the conductor of the entire symphony. Deep, rhythmic, unforced. Each inhalation draws energy inward. Each exhalation releases fatigue outward. You are not exercising. You are aligning. This alignment is not merely physical. It is energetic. The Shaolin arts are deeply rooted in the cultivation and circulation of Qi, the life force. When the body is tense, Qi stagnates. When the body is open, Qi flows freely. And when Qi flows, the mind follows. You stand in a posture of balance, feet shoulder width apart, spine elongated, shoulders relaxed, chin slightly tucked. Your hands rest softly at your sides or over your lower abdomen, where the energy center, Dantian, resides. You are both grounded and elevated, rooted to the earth while connected to the heavens. This physical alignment mirrors the inner alignment you seek. Chaos in the body reflects chaos in the mind. Order in the body invites order in thought. The body becomes a vessel of stillness, a calm lake on which the mind may float without disturbance. You may feel the pulse of your heart beat slow. Your breath becomes your anchor. In this state, you're no longer pulled by the agitations of the day. You are present. You are steady. The ritual begins to deepen. In Shaolin philosophy, mastery over one's external movements cultivates mastery over internal currents. The monk who controls his body controls his emotions. The practitioner who calms his breath calms his thoughts. Each evening, as you engage in these simple rituals of alignment, you are not performing routine exercises. You are preparing the inner chamber of your being to receive higher instruction. The body, once aligned, becomes a silent ally in the Yi. Transformation of destiny. The tension that once blocked the flow of energy dissolves. The nervous system shifts from fight or flight into a state of healing and receptivity. Your subconscious, now unobstructed, awaits your clear command. And so, with the body calm, the breath steady, and the energy flowing, you step into the next phase of the ritual. The ground has been cleared, the vessel emptied, the structure aligned. Now, the true work of planting intention can begin. Now the ground is ready. The mind has been cleared, the body aligned, and the breath has brought you into balance. In this quiet state, you stand before the most delicate and powerful moment of the ritual, issuing the internal command. This is where you plant the seed of your destiny. In Shaolin practice, intention is never scattered or vague. The mind is trained to focus with precision, like a blade that slices through distraction. What you impress upon your subconscious in Yi These final moments before sleep will shape the quality of your dreams, your emotions, and your unfolding reality. Most people drift into sleep while entertaining thoughts of worry, regret, or random desires. They unknowingly program their subconscious with confusion and fear. But the practitioner walks a different path. He approaches this moment as a master, giving instruction to his most loyal servant, the subconscious mind. To plant the seed, you must first know what seed you wish to plant. Clarity is essential. The mind responds not to chaotic demands, but to simple, clear, emotional images. You must feel what you desire as if it were already alive within you. If your intention is for peace, see yourself already at peace. If it is health, feel your body already vibrant and whole. If it is abundance, sense the ease and freedom that abundance brings. The subconscious does not respond to words alone. It responds to the emotional energy behind those words. This is not an exercise of desperation or pleading. Desperation signals lack. The Shaolin practitioner transmits his intention with calm confidence, as one who knows the outcome is already secured. The statement is delivered not with force but with certainty. I am already walking my highest path. My destiny unfolds effortlessly. I receive what belongs to me with grace. Repeat these words softly within your mind, not as an affirmation of hope, but as a statement of fact. Allow the emotion of fulfillment to rise within you. Feel the calm satisfaction as if your desire were already complete. This emotional imprint is the true seed. The subconscious is the soil. Your consistent ritual is the sunlight and water that nourishes the seed. Over time, what was once invisible will push through into visible form. The Shaolin path teaches that there is no need to know how the seed will grow. Your work is not to control the process, but to plant with clarity and to trust the intelligence of nature, the intelligence of your own subconscious mind. By repeating this planting each night, you reshape not only your inner world, but also your external circumstances. Your thoughts, choices, and opportunities will begin to align themselves in ways that serve your new intention. This is not magic. This is the natural unfolding of aligned energy. And so, with the seed planted, you surrender. You release attachment to the outcome, knowing that your work is done for the night. The invisible forces have received your command. While you sleep, they will begin their silent labor. Now you are ready to enter the sacred silence that follows, the space where Wu Wei, effortless action, begins to take hold. Having planted the seed, the practitioner now steps into one of the most profound dimensions of the Shaolin night ritual, the silence between thoughts. This is the gate of Wu Wei, the art of effortless action, of aligning with the flow of nature rather than forcing it. In this space, true transformation begins not through effort, but through surrender. The modern mind is addicted to noise. It believes that thinking, analyzing, and planning are necessary at all times. Yet, as the Shaolin masters discovered long ago, creation happens in the stillness. The space between two thoughts is where the subconscious finds its purest access point to reshape reality. You do not force this silence. You allow it. Like a gentle breeze that arrives on its own, silence descends when the mind releases its constant grasping. The practitioner becomes an observer, watching his thoughts drift like clouds across the sky, without judgment or attachment. This state cannot be reached through willpower alone. It requires trust. Trust that you do not need to push, to strive, or to control. You have issued your internal command. Now you allow the universe and your subconscious to move in perfect harmony toward its fulfillment. The Shaolin monk compares this moment to planting a tree. After placing the seed in the soil, the farmer does not sit beside it demanding that it grow faster. He does not dig it up to check its progress. He simply tends to the conditions, the water, the sunlight, the protection, and trusts that the seed will respond to nature's intelligence. Wu Wei is the same principle applied to your inner work. Once your intention is planted, you rest in calm assurance that it is already unfolding. You step out of the way, allowing the forces that govern reality to operate without interference. This silence is not emptiness. It is fullness beyond words. It is connection to something larger than yourself, the field of pure potential where all things are born. As you lie quietly, hovering between wakefulness and sleep, you become part of this field. Your breath slows, your muscles soften, your heartbeat merges with the rhythm of the universe. In this sacred pause, the boundaries between you and the world dissolve. There is no separation between thought and manifestation, between desire and fulfillment. All is one continuous flow. The Shaolin Way teaches that this nightly surrender is not a weakness, but supreme strength. The warrior who masters Wu Wei masters life itself. He does not exhaust himself chasing outcomes. He becomes magnetic, allowing outcomes to find him. As you practice this silence each night, you will find that your days become lighter. You carry less tension, less anxiety, because you no longer believe that you must control every detail. You have trained your subconscious to work for you while you rest. This is the invisible power that moves mountains without struggle. It is subtle, quiet, and yet unstoppable. And so, as you slip into sleep, you carry with you not a mind full of striving, but a heart full of calm expectancy. The seed is planted, the soil is fertile, the forces are in motion. You rest knowing that the work continues without you. As your body rests and your conscious mind surrenders, the real work continues in realms you cannot see. This is the invisible work of the night, a silent, tireless labor carried out by your subconscious mind, reshaping your inner world and eventually your external reality. The Shaolin teachings recognize that much of life's most powerful processes occur beyond human awareness. The seed breaks open underground long before the first sprout reaches the surface. The body heals wounds and regenerates cells during sleep without any conscious instruction. The rivers flow, the seasons turn, and the stars cross the sky without intervention. Nature does not need force, it follows its design. Your subconscious operates according to the same principles. Once you have planted your intention, cleared the mind, aligned the body, and entered Wu Wei, your inner architect takes over. It rearranges thoughts, integrates emotions, dissolves limiting beliefs, and reorganizes neural patterns, all while you sleep. Many misunderstand the power of the subconscious because its work is not immediately visible. They plant seeds one night and upon waking see no change. Impatient, they abandon the practice, failing to understand that transformation is rarely instantaneous. The Shaolin master, however, knows the law of cycles. He trusts the unseen movements beneath the surface. Every night as you maintain this ritual, you build momentum. The subconscious mind begins to favor new thought patterns, replacing the old habitual circuits. Like water wearing away stone, repetition slowly but surely carves new channels of perception, behavior, and attraction. Dreams often serve as the subconscious playground. During sleep, the mind may present symbols, stories, or emotions reflecting the internal shifts taking place. While some dreams may confuse, others may bring insight. But whether remembered or not, all are signs that the work continues beyond your waking awareness. This invisible work is not limited to the mind alone. As your internal state shifts, external opportunities begin to arrange themselves in accordance with your new vibration. People enter your life. Circumstances unfold. Seemingly random events align in your favor. What appears as coincidence is often the reflection of invisible labor reaching maturity. Shaolin wisdom teaches that faith in this process is not blind belief. It is disciplined understanding. You know that your conscious role is to set clear intention and maintain ritual. The subconscious role is to execute that blueprint in its own time and manner. As you sleep, the boundary between the seen and unseen dissolves. The body heals. The nervous system recalibrates. The subconscious reprograms. You do nothing, yet everything moves forward. Over time, you will notice that the person you once were no longer fits. Old fears weaken. Old habits lose their grip. You speak differently, think differently, act differently, not through force, but through natural evolution. This is the art of invisible mastery. The work done while you rest is often the most profound. You do not witness its unfolding directly, but you awaken each morning slightly closer to the version of yourself that you have chosen to become. And so with each night's ritual, you contribute another invisible brick to the architecture of your destiny. Quietly, patiently, unshakably. True mastery is not found in grand one-time efforts, but in disciplined repetition. The Shaolin path is built on this unshakable principle. What you do repeatedly, you become. Every night ritual, no matter how simple, becomes a chisel that carves new pathways into the architecture of your mind. The brain is not fixed. It is pliable, alive, and constantly rewiring itself in response to your repeated behaviors, thoughts, and emotions. Modern science calls this neuroplasticity. The Shaolin masters have long known this truth without needing modern language. They simply observe. The more you walk a path, the clearer it becomes. The less you walk it, the more it disappears into overgrowth. Each time you perform your night ritual, clearing the mind, aligning the body, planting intention, and entering stillness, you strengthen specific circuits in your brain. Neurons that fire together wire together. Over time, these pathways become your default state of being. What once felt unnatural becomes automatic. In the beginning, the process may feel mechanical. The mind may resist, distracted by old habits and doubts. This is natural. The first steps through new territory are always met with resistance. But as you persist, repetition transforms resistance into surrender. The ritual ceases to be effort and becomes nature. The Shaolin practitioner understands the value of small, consistent actions. He does not seek immediate results, for he knows that lasting change is born through patience. Just as the mountain is not shaped by a single drop of water, but by endless drops falling over time, so too is your mind shaped by steady repetition. Repetition not only rewires the brain, but also recalibrates your emotional state. The more often you enter the ritual with calm confidence, the more easily your nervous system adopts serenity as its default mode. Anxiety fades, fear loosens, and inner peace becomes your new center. You are not forcing change. You are becoming change. Each night, your identity shifts slightly closer to the vision you hold. And because the subconscious governs the majority of your decisions, behaviors, and perceptions, these internal shifts naturally influence the way you think, feel, and act throughout the day. The Shaolin path warns against inconsistency. To skip the ritual to return to old habits is to invite the weeds of the past to reclaim your garden. Discipline is not punishment. It is the highest form of self-respect. When you honor the ritual daily, you honor the power within you. This is why the masters rise early, practice daily, and live with intention. Not because they are bound by strict rules, but because they understand that repetition is the mother of mastery. The body, the mind, and the spirit respond best to consistency. The night ritual performed night after night becomes more than a practice. It becomes who you are. The alignment, the clarity, the intention, and the stillness weave themselves into the fabric of your identity, and as your identity shifts, so too does your destiny. You no longer chase outcomes. You attract them effortlessly, for you have become the person who naturally embodies the reality you once sought. Thus, repetition is not monotony. It is the path to transformation. With every cycle, you move closer to your highest self, step by quiet step, night after night. Morning arrives. The sun rises just as it has for thousands of years, indifferent to human desires. But within you, something subtle has shifted. Though your external world may appear unchanged, your internal world has quietly evolved. This is the silent progress that the Shaolin master understands. Transformation that moves not in sudden explosions, but in steady, unseen waves. Each night, as you committed to the ritual, you laid another invisible stone on the path of your becoming. No applause greeted you. No one saw the discipline in your private practice. Yet slowly, without force, you have awakened to a version of yourself that once lived only in your imagination. The mind that once clung to fear now welcomes peace. The body that once carried tension now breathes freely. The emotions that once controlled you now flow without domination. The identity you once wore has been quietly replaced by one of strength, clarity, and calm authority. Shaolin wisdom teaches that real progress is rarely loud. Flowers do not shout as they bloom. Rivers do not boast as they carve canyons. The most powerful forces move with quiet persistence. So too does your transformation unfold, quietly weaving itself into your daily existence until you one day realize you have become the person you intended to be. The world around you responds in kind. You begin to notice that circumstances bend in your favor. Opportunities arise where obstacles once stood. People gravitate toward your calm energy, sensing something unshakable within you. But you do not chase these results. They arrive naturally, drawn to the person you have become. This is the power of inner mastery. While others exhaust themselves in external struggle, you have worked where true power resides, within. You did not fight to control the world. You aligned yourself so that the world reflects your inner state. And yet even now the practice continues. The Shaolin master does not stop upon reaching a milestone. Mastery is not a destination but a way of life. Each night offers a new opportunity to refine, to deepen, to strengthen the foundation you have built. There will be days when progress feels distant, when doubts whisper their familiar tune. But you now possess the wisdom to see through such illusions. You understand that the river continues to flow beneath the surface, even when the eye sees stillness. The night ritual is your sanctuary, a sacred space where you return each evening to honor the creative force within you. It is here, in these quiet moments before sleep, that you reaffirm your path, nourish your vision, and surrender to the silent work of transformation. One day, others may ask how you achieve such peace, such clarity, such success. They will search for complicated answers, but you will know the truth. The secret lies not in some external trick, but in simple, disciplined, nightly devotion to the process, quietly, steadily, faithfully. And as you close your eyes tonight, you do so not as the person you were, but as the person you are continuously becoming, a living embodiment of mastery, discipline, and silent power. This is the Shaolin way. This is the secret of the night ritual that transforms destiny.